Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, spiritual global entrepreneurs. Welcome to the EGU podcast, Abundance Frequencies. You're with Michelle Reinhardt. Let's get cracking. Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining us on today's show as we walk you through a miraculous story of healing and transformation. Many of us that have reached this point in our lives have not come through this far unscathed. This story is one that will touch, inspire, and motivate you, I promise. Our guest today has a motto: greatness is not limited to the select few. Greatness is a strength that resides in all of us. We all have the power to be great. When we let our own greatness shine, we give other people's inspiration for their own greatness to shine, so as they can be a light unto others. Today's topic is from suicidal depths of despair to truly living, how to find your fight for life. And to show us how to do that, I'd like to extend a big hello and a great big, very warm welcome to the show to Chris Howson. Welcome, Chris.
Welcome, Michelle. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm truly humbled and blessed.
Oh, Chris, I know from our intro when we were setting this up, what a powerful story you have. So I'm delighted to be able to bring this to our audience. So folks, please turn off your zings and pings for 30 to 40 minutes and settle in with us right to the end, as we've got an exercise to anchor gratitude with a circle of excellence, and you won't want to miss that. But first, Chris, I'd love you to share with our audience why you do what you do.
And that's a great question, Michelle. And it's a question I took a journey to find. And you know, as I traveled through life and everything I went through, I asked myself, so why is it I want to change the world? Why is it I want to make a difference? And the more I kept observing life, the more I kept observing people, I kept seeing so many people, you know, they're hurting. And there's so many people out there that are truly crying out for help. And, you know, people are just crying out for that inspiration. They want to see that, you know what, you can be anything you want to be. And I do what I do because I want to show people it doesn't matter what life has thrown at you. It doesn't matter what people have said to you or said about you. I've been called every single thing in this world, and all throughout my life I was told I wouldn't amount to anything. I was always told, you know, there's something mentally wrong with you. So I do what I do because, you know, I want to show people, don't let the labels define you. Don't let other people's opinions become your reality. You've got so much potential in you. You've got greatness within you that can never be defined, that can never be measured. And I want to show the people that, you know what, if I can do it, you can do it too. And I do what I do because I want to leave a legacy for my kids. I want to show my kids, you know, you can truly make a difference in this world. You can truly change the world if you truly believe in what you're doing. And I want to show my kids, you know, this is what a good person does who really wants to help others. And I want my kids to learn the lesson that life is more about service to others. It's more about what you can do for others than what you can do for yourself. And so that is why every day I'm pushing myself, and that is why I do what I do. So I can truly be a light unto others and show people that you can be great. no matter what. So that's my reason why.
Chris, that's really powerful. And for our viewers, I'd like to let them know that you are a life coach and you are a speaker and you are bringing your message to the world, and you have created a wonderful legacy. Would you like to tell us about that legacy, Chris?
My legacy I intend to create. My wife and I, we sat down and we were thinking to ourselves, how can we truly change this world? How can we truly make a difference in this world? And we both felt that, the best way we can create a legacy is we decided, let's create a company called Legacy of Champions. And the great thing with Legacy of Champions is Legacy of Champions was built on a dream. So there's power behind this company, and the legacy I intend to create is my goal with Legacy of Champions is to create a company, not just a company in the fact that it's just a company. My goal is to create a movement, something special where we inspire people to find that greatness that resides within them. We inspire them to unlock their potential, and we help them to grow it. We mentor them. We help them to bring it out to the world. And then we want to create, and we want them to start creating the next generation of champions that can then help inspire change in this world. However, the legacy that's also associated with that, and this is something, the more I think about it, it really warms my heart. The legacy I really want to leave, and this is also my wife's passion, is I want to build schools for abandoned children. I want to show abandoned children that they are loved, that you are not forgotten in this world. And I want to show them that, there are people that care about you. And I want to show them what it means to be loved. So this building schools for abandoned children and showing them what it means to be loved, that is the legacy I want to leave for this world. And that is the legacy I want to leave for people.
Chris, that's beautiful. I'd love to take this a little deeper and ask why. I know that you have a heck of a story, and you had a very defining moment in your life that really things came down to the crunch for you and you had to make a decision.
Yes, that was you could say it was a moment where I could choose to fly or stay where I was. And all throughout my life has been a roller coaster. And that defining moment, that was in year 11. That was before I went to year 12. I had a lot of anger in me. I was very unhappy, and I was nearly jailed on assault and murder charge. And that happened before year 12. And the cop said to me, he said, Chris, you have a choice. I can choose to put you in jail, or you know what, I can give you another chance. And I was in the psychologist's room, and I had my mom in the room, and the psychologist asked her and said, has Chris always been like that? And my mom said, you know what, Chris has never been like this. I don't know what's happened. I don't know where he got it from. And the psychologist said to me, he said, Chris, why? Why did you do this? And I said, I don't know. And I said, seriously, you keep asking me these questions. I'm starting to get annoyed now. And I had a short fuse then. And I said to him, I don't care about life. I don't care about living or dying. It didn't matter to me. I said, if you annoy me enough, I'll take your life. I don't really care. And so in that moment, I knew I had a choice. And in that moment, I knew I could choose to move on with my life. So in that moment, I made the choice that I would choose to move on. However, I still didn't get the lessons. I still had a lot more hurdles to overcome. However, that defining moment was the choice. What choice did I intend to make? And so I made the choice to keep moving forward. And that was the moment for me.
And this is a powerful, powerful message, because as entrepreneurs, as people that make a decision to better our lives, there comes a great choice with it as well, because if we keep hanging around with the same community, the same people that have got us where we are, that we've allowed, obviously, we always have that choice, but we're not going to change our lives unless we change everything.
Yes.
And I know that you had to make that decision too. You literally had to shift almost everything in your life and start brand new. Is that right?
Yes, to be honest, I lost many friends along the way. And with me having to change my thought process, changing my patterns, a lot of people didn't get me. And the crowd I used to hang around with couldn't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I told them I couldn't keep living life this way. And because of that, I did lose many friends along the way. However, what I'm happy about is I then had a lot of like-minded people come into my life. And now I'm surrounding myself with the right people that are helping me to grow. And most importantly, that's helping me to become even more stronger. Strength I already found in myself.
Yeah, and that's very powerful. And it came down to that moment of truth, really, of deciding whether you're going to keep on that path of destruction.
Yes.
Or step into a brand new. And the truth is that brand new can be very, very scary. Am I right?
Yes, yeah. You're not wrong about that. And I believe the greatest challenge with stepping into a new zone is the comfort level. And I see it so many times that when we get comfortable, we often view change worse than our current situation. And it's funny, if I kept going with the current situation, if I didn't embrace change, then I wouldn't have moved forward. And I believe you have to learn to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because if you keep staying comfortable, well, you're never going to keep growing. You're going to just stay the same. And that's something I learned very quickly, that you have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And it's only then do you truly grow.
Very, very true. I completely agree with you. Now, there was also a message I'd love you to share about how learning about disconnect can be soul destroying.
Yes, with the disconnect, I always believed that the issues I faced in life, I could just do it on my own. And, the more I kept withdrawing myself from people, like all throughout my life, I was quite an introvert. I wouldn't bring out my real me. I was very quiet around people. Even family, I didn't like going to family events. And because I kept disconnecting from family, I kept thinking I was the black sheep of my family, or anything that I could run away from. It just kept taking away the person I was born to be. And I realized something, that we were put on this earth not to shy away from who we are. We were never put on the earth for that reason. We were put on this earth because we have a special gift, a special purpose, a special skill that nobody else can do, only us. And what I realized is, the more I kept disconnecting away from myself, the more I kept not honoring myself and being true to who I am, I realized that I was digging myself an early grave, and I would never realize my true potential, because all the disconnecting was doing was allowing me to hide behind the mask. And I kept wearing this mask, and I kept believing that was who I am. And I wore the mask for so long, I forgot who I was. And I kept showing this to people. It was only when I learned that disconnect does not help you. It only harms you. And when you can learn to let go of that disconnect, and when you can learn to truly embrace who you are and let go of the opinions of others, or what this world expects of you, when you can learn to truly embrace what you expect of yourself, and when you can truly learn to come home to who you are, I think the greatest strength in this world is just being who you are. Never changing you for you. Never attempting to fit into the crowd just because you want to please somebody else. I believe the greatest strength is when you can stand on your own and be who you are in a crowd, not having to be someone else. And it was only when I learned to let go of this disconnect, and when I learned to truly come home to who I was. And I found the greatest strength was when I could look at myself in the mirror and learn to love the face looking back at me. When I could truly learn to love myself, I could truly learn to disconnect from that way of life and start a new, positive, empowering way of life that you can empower others with, that you can truly inspire them. And then you really come home to who you are. And that's where the true magic happens, you could say.
Yeah, and this is where things start to shift really fast once you've made that decision, and you start to look at yourself and ask those questions about who you are, what you're here for. And then, as you say, the magic starts, and your life goes into a different vibration of positive. Miracles start showing up. We step into flow.
Yes.
Please tell us more about when your life started to really shift into that groove. What started happening for you, Chris? What can people look forward to that are sitting here resonating with your story of trials and tribulations? What's ahead for them if they make the decision to step out of that?
I can tell you, when you make that decision, and when you've come to the point where you've had enough and you've truly decided, you know what, this isn't me anymore, this is not my life. Truly, a lot of things start changing. And I believe the biggest point where I truly changed my life, and it's funny, it came from a trial. It came from when my dad passed away. It really helped me to realize something. It really drummed something in for me. And even though it was a trial, it was a blessing in disguise. Because it helped me to realize, you know what? There's no point doing what you don't love. There's no point living that way. Because you're not allowing your talents to uniquely shine. It's when you choose, when you make the decision to live the life you love, when you make that choice to say, you know what, I am living a more positive, empowering life. When you start putting positive intentions to your words, and especially when you make that choice that, you know what, I'm living a positive, happy life, that's when your life truly starts changing. And I believe that moment when I decided to truly love myself, because for a long time, Michelle, I didn't love myself, and I didn't like looking at my own face, and I forgot my own face, and I forgot who I was. It was when I truly learned to finally love myself and accept myself for who I am, accept me for me, not expect anything else of me, just expect me for me. When I made that decision, I changed my energy. And this is where the beauty of flow started. Through flow, I was able to find a girlfriend. And I always say I've only ever had one girlfriend, and now she's my wife. I always refer to my wife as this. I refer to my wife as my angel from above, because she taught my heart the meaning of true love. And whenever I'm feeling blue, she's able to lift me up with her love. So through my wife, she helped me to find love within myself. That was always there, I just didn't see it. And my wife, I believe this truly saved me, because she saved me from the downward spiral. So when I met my wife, when we got married, it was the most beautiful day of my life. It was in that moment that I knew I was destined for something better. It was in that moment that I knew that I was destined for something more. So after my wife, my life truly started changing. I started having all this energy coming into my life. I started having people coming into my life. And I had all these blessings come into my life. And the thing is, I realized I put so much positive energy out there that through my wife, I was able to change my mindset. I was able to change my self-talk. And I only learned, and through changing my self-talk, I only spoke positive words. And this is where I truly encountered flow. And I see it so many times when people talk about flow. They say, you know, everything's going so good for me. However, I learned an important lesson with flow. Flow is not when things are going good. Being able to have flow. And this is not an easy task for anyone. However, the greatest strength you can have when you learn flow is that flow is not just only the good times. Flow is being able to have gratitude and thanks even in the bad times. And you may ask, like, why would you want to show gratitude and thanks to the tough times in your life? And I learned this. If you can't show gratitude and appreciation for the tough times, because the tough times helps make you who you are. They help mold you into the person you are now. And without the tough times, you wouldn't have developed the strength to within yourself to help inspire people going through the tough times.
Yeah,
and I truly learned this about flow. Flow is a dance. Flow is a balancing act where you can maintain that gratitude and thanks, not only in the good times. However, you can show love and appreciation in the tough times. And when you can do that both, in the tough times and in the good times, you are truly in flow then, because you have increased your emotional intelligence to such a level that there's nothing in the tough times that can get you down, because you have learned to handle the tough times. You've learned to show love and appreciation and thank the tough times for all that it's made you who you are now. And then life realizes this and says, you know what? I can't knock this guy down anymore. He's too strong for me. I don't want to mess with him anymore. He's got too much heart. And I believe flow is being able to have heart in those tough times, in the good times, and be able to keep going. Even when you've got nothing left in the tank, you can keep going, and you can keep smiling, and you can keep being happy. Even when everything around you doesn't seem like it. That is the true measure of flow. And when I got that in my life, that was truly when everything changed. And now I'm a better person as a result. I've been able to work out who I am. And I've been able to work out that, you know what, I've got a special story. And I can help inspire people to go after what it is they love. And that's truly how my life changed.
That's special, Chris. That's really special. Now, when we spoke, you shared an exercise that was a catalyst for change for you. And I believe you've got that to share with us today. It's one thing to say that life can change, but when you're on the other flip side of that, it's difficult without some skills and some tools to have to implement that change. So with your permission, Chris, I'll hand over to you to lead that for us.
Okay, no problems. So the exercise that I used a lot in my life, and it's a good exercise because it stretches you. It's called anchoring. And anchoring is all about reconfiguring the neural pathways in your body. And so how anchoring works, is it okay if I play some meditation music in the...
Of course.
So how anchoring works... It's going to a different place. Anchoring involves a lot of going out of the head and connecting with the heart, because there's one thing with changing your mindset, changing your energy. With the head, there's always a lot of thinking. And it'll tell you every reason why not to do this. When you connect with your heart, that's where the true power is. So this exercise, when you connect with your heart, you can truly feel that gratitude, that love, that energy. So the exercise I'm going to do is called anchoring, and it's called anchoring gratitude into a circle of excellence. And the good thing is you can take this circle with you anywhere, because it's anchored in your body, or whichever part of your body. So I'll just play the music. So how it works, can you hear the music?
Yes, I can now, Chris.
So how it works is you absorb this music and you close your eyes, and as you close your eyes, you let go of every single thought going through your head. You imagine you're in a place of paradise. Imagine you're in a place that makes you incredibly happy. You feel so much love, so much happiness, and you've let go of every worry going through your head, and your mind's completely free. And just let me know when you can feel you're in that place. And when you're in that place, you go back to a time and just remember a time where you felt so much gratitude. You felt so much happiness. You're just so grateful. And you're just feeling so happy. And you can feel this gratitude, this happiness. It's flowing through every part of your body. And as you feel this energy, or as you hear the sounds, or see the picture, you intensify the feeling. You magnify the feeling. You make it so incredibly strong. You can feel it running through every part of your body. You can feel this incredible gratitude. You can feel this incredible happiness. Tell me if you can feel that running through your body. Now, imagine there's a circle in front of you. And this circle of excellence, it's your circle. It's no one else's circle. It's only yours. And it's whatever color you make it. And just imagine that circle is right in front of you. And you can feel this incredible happiness. You can feel this incredible gratitude. It's intensifying, it's magnifying. You can feel it flowing through every part of your body. And tell me when you're just feeling it and it's so incredibly high and so incredibly strong. Now step into the circle. Now step into that circle of gratitude. Step into that circle of happiness. Now intensify that feeling. Magnify the feeling. Imagine that circle has consumed that happiness, that gratitude. And now that circle is all around you. It's flowing through every part of your body. You're so incredibly happy. You're so incredibly grateful. Now imagine this circle of excellence has become a part of you. And you can feel this happiness and gratitude is now a part of you. Now step out of the circle and still feel that incredible happiness and gratitude. And tell me if you can still feel that happiness and gratitude. Now really intensify that happiness. Imagine a time where you were the most happiest in your life. You were rolling around in absolute joy, in absolute happiness. You were just so incredibly grateful. It was the most grateful time in your life. And as you think about that time, you can see the picture of that gratitude. You can feel that gratitude. And you can see that gratitude now flowing through your body so incredibly strong. Now step back into the circle. And imagine the circle's just gone humongous. It's gone so incredibly big. You're so incredibly happy and grateful. And it's all full of happiness and gratitude, and it's all around you. Everywhere you look, it's there. And just imagine that. Intensify the feeling. Magnify the feeling. Intensify it. Now, as you've intensified it, put your hand on your shoulder or whichever part of the body you can feel it, that feeling. And just feel that energy flowing through you. Feel that energy is now absorbed. It's now become a part of you. Now step out of the circle and open your eyes. And now, how do you feel?
I feel wonderful.
That's the beauty of anchoring.
So the point of this is now, for any time you want to feel that, you can just put your hand back on the body part that you touched and that feeling returns. Is that?
Yes. Yeah. You pretty much just configured it, and that energy is always in that pathway. So whenever you touch it, you're just always reactivating it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Chris, thank you so very much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
So we have come to the end of our show, and it's gone very, very quickly. But I'd love to just do a very quick recap and just invite anyone that has had or is in a space where they are not able to connect to their true self, and they may be a little bit lost, a little bit scared, a little bit lonely. There is a part of you in there that is absolutely perfect and unique, and we encourage you to find it and to bring it out and shine a light on it nice and bright, so that you can shine and you can step into your uniqueness, and we can help you do that. If you've connected with Chris's message today, I'd like to invite you to connect with him via email at legacyofchampions@gmail.com, or look down into the show notes for a link to his Facebook connection. You can find me, Michelle Reinhardt, at $1,000,000mindset.com. I hope you've subscribed. There are podcasts coming out every week, and well worth the time. You don't need to look anywhere else for inspiration or guidance. It's all there for you. We'd like to remind you that if your life's not where you'd like it to be, it's up to you to make that change, but you don't have to do it alone. There are coaches and there are people willing to hold a hand out to you and pull you up, just like we had a hand held out to us. Chris, I'd love to thank you very, very deeply for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I've really enjoyed this opportunity, and I'm just so happy to share what I know that can help someone in whatever they're going through in life. I'm truly blessed and truly thankful.
It's my pleasure, Chris. And for now, folks, from the EGU podcast for this week, we bid you farewell, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And I'd just like to remind you to shine nice and bright, because that's why you're here. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Chris.
See you, Michelle. Take care.